Hello there, Mike the MC, bringing another self-care video. Today I'm going to share with you number 156 of the Catechism with respect to faith and understanding. This idea that, okay, there is authority from God given to you that you can accomplish what you need to do in your life in this moment, even if it goes against what people are saying about you. That people are saying, oh, why would he do that, she do that in this time of their life? That's going to set them back. I mean, why would they want to jump from one job to the next, etc., etc.? But the thing is, you and I know something that we have to accomplish. You and I have to be the heroes of our story first. And we have to allow the main hero, God, to step into the role, to really let his work outshine us, and to trust that his work was done, and we don't have to worry about what people think about us in the process. It's a beautiful idea I wish to elaborate further with you in this video. So, without further ado, let's get this topic started. Here's number 156 of the Catechism with respect to faith and understanding. So previously it was faith and grace. Now let's look at faith and understanding. This is a long one, so bear with me. 156. What moves us to believe is not the fact that revealed truths appear as true and intelligible in the light of our natural reason. We believe because of the authority of God himself who reveals them, we can neither deceive nor be deceived, so that the submission of our faith might nevertheless be in accordance with reason. God willed that external proofs of his revelation should be joined to the internal helps of the Holy Spirit. Thus the miracles of Christ and the saints, prophecies, the church growth and holiness, and her fruitfulness and stability are the most certain signs of divine revelation, adapted to the intelligence of all. They are motives of credibility, motiva credibilitatis, which show that the assent of faith is by no means a blind impulse of the mind. So keep that in mind. When people are out in public, you can see this in public figures in real world. Maybe some people are making blunders if they're actors, politicians, some famous people we can think of in life. But then what about those ones that really did something, that they had a purpose, that really went against the grain, but they accomplished something? They accomplished something good that no one wanted to go for. They weren't daring, or they didn't have the resources, the time, the people to support them, the means. You think about those kind of people that really went for something brave against the grain, and you wonder, wow, what gave them the motive? What gave them that credibility, that belief that they could accomplish what they were trying to do? And that's where it goes back to God's authority. Now, I kind of was stumbling with that with the previous video with 155, where I was thinking of permission, but I think this word captures what I was trying to elaborate from that video with authority. If you have the ability to get something done, and God grants you that ability because you have those resources, the people, the motivation, the time, the effort, will, everything. You have everything going for you. I believe he will let you accomplish your work, even if it goes against people's beliefs on some things at the right time of the life that we live in, right? In the times of the world. Because sometimes the people that don't stand up against the evil, maybe they weren't so brave. Maybe they were acting like cowards. Maybe they were just trying to let everything be subtle, right? They were trying to not go and disturb the peace. They were not trying to stir the water, not trying to cause havoc. But then you think, okay, wait a minute. If someone is going to maintain peace, or if someone has to go against the enemy, the big bad wolf that comes around the corner, who's the one that's the shepherd that's going to bonch that that wolf in the head? And you think, wow, okay, who's going to be the one to defend us from the big bad wolf? And you think, okay, we need someone to step up, or a community even, right? Sometimes it takes a community effort to go up against something. And so you think of rallies, you think of protests, you think of sports teams, even from a how do I put this, protester perspective. You could think of football teams, you could think of events, you can think of non-ways of, without the protesting, to really stand up for a good cause. Maybe we all, I don't know, you could think of a sports team that wanted to win because they had somebody in mind that passed away. Maybe they had somebody, a family even, that they thought, oh, why don't we win this game for these people right here? We have a motivation now. We have something to shoot for. And the thing is, there was no protest, but there was motivation. Motivation behind the scenes that you and I didn't recognize. And maybe we don't need those external events to happen in life for us to just get mad and angry. Maybe someone comes up to us and says, I need your help because I know you have the ability to do what I can't. I need your help. And it's up to you, up to me to accept or deny, do we help that person in the time of need? And that is where I think of the Good Samaritan. Now think about this. this is a very harsh truth, but it's very real. If the good priest and the other person in the story weren't able to help that poor man on the road, and you think of the Good Samaritan, who's the one that helps the poor man on the road, you think, okay, who's going to be the hero that we weren't expecting? Who's going to be the one that saves us, that we would have said, you and I, oh, that's a criminal. Oh, we don't want that person in our life. We don't want that person to stand up for us because they've done drugs. They've done this and that and yada. They've been a murderer. Okay, I mean, they've done all these bad things. Why do we want them to advocate for us? Why do we want them to defend us for our life? The thing is, the human person has the ability to redeem themselves if God gives them that ability, that authority in the moment to shine like the star that, as some of the saints have said, in the moments of grief. Sometimes in a moment of grief, in the total darkness, some people have to shine, and it won't be the heroes that you weren't expecting, I were expecting in the moment for us to believe in. Maybe it is a bad person that we would have said, oh, they don't deserve a place in society. They're an embarrassment. They don't stand up for life. Maybe I don't approve of the work that they do. Maybe they are not so holy that we would say, oh, why have them represent us? They're bad people. But here's the thing. Does the sinner deserve the right to have children? Now, the reason why I bring this up is, think of this. We were all born with natural sin in the sense that, yes, real sin. What is it? I'm trying to think of the word. Not mortal, but from the Catholic perspective, it is the first sin that we are all born with, right? From Adam and Eve. This idea of natural sin because we were born with the blemish when we ate from the apple of truth. And now you think about this. Do we all have the ability to be good and bad? We do. We have both sides. Now let me get back, because now I'm starting to ramble. Because the point I'm trying to make is this. If you and I have been born into the world and we had that natural sin, original sin, there we go. If we had original sin in our life, okay, now we have these moments of redemption in our life to redeem us, to do good works. Okay, aren't we allowed the ability to have kids in our lives? Aren't we allowed to have the next generation of grandkids to continue a legacy? See, you think of generational and family happiness, and you think of generational blunders as well. All the toxic sins that a family can carry on throughout the generations. And you think, okay, people are people. There is good and bad. But then you think, okay, if we all have original sin, right, does that mean we deny somebody the right to have kids just because they've done this in their life? Oh, they may have tattoos, they may have done this, they have done drugs or done these kind of works. What did you do? What did I do? Were we saints? I'm not a saint because I know I've sinned. I mean, are you a saint? I don't know. The point I'm trying to make is, if we have all sinned in some degree, right, who are you and I to be the judge to say, oh, they can't have kids or to continue their life and legacy? There is beauty. There is a person that could come from a bad family. It's possible in the sense, okay, people say there is no such thing as bad fruit from a good tree. And that's from the Bible. That's true. That's true. The thing is, to share with you, if you had two kids that grew up in a toxic environment, one of them continued with the drugs while the other became like a sheriff or something good with law, how do you define that? Is that a good and a bad fruit from a tree that was good and bad? What do you think? Just things to consider. But the thing is, there's that potential for a person to become a hero or the villain. You never know which way we turn. But the thing is, with God's authority, those acts that we perform, maybe they weren't so popular at the time, but maybe we can redeem ourselves with our new actions now, with a new person that we are becoming, or that we are, because no one wanted to give us a chance. Now that we gave ourselves a chance to believe that we can do it, now we're shocking the world. And that is a beautiful thing to do. When you shock the world with your actions. The fact that I'm making a video right now, man, I was so scared of speaking in front of a camera, being public, and now the thing is, I'm not afraid to share it with all of you, have these blunders on the screen even, right, to have all the goofs that you would say from like a movie. The thing is, now I'm authentic and I'm not afraid to speak in front of the camera to share my thoughts. And you should not be afraid either. The ability to speak with an opinion, with a hope that somebody may take this video with hope to change their lives, to improve, and to think that we can share our message. And the message is this: you and I can overcome the past with good actions. Don't forget that. You got this, I got this. We're going to do great. And God's faith, or our faith in God, will be blessed with His grace, His grace will transform our work to do more than what we realized, the good and the bad. And that is the authority that he has over everybody on this planet. And no one could go against divine grace. Something to think about. All right, everyone. I hope this video finds you well. I hope you're stronger. I hope you find this one to be true. This was a little longer, but it's okay. I hope it's good motivation for you and I to not give up on ourselves and to remember that God's authority, his authority, is the one and final say at the end of the day. We can't control grace. We can't control God. He's in charge, so let's respect that he is in the top position. We love him. Let's do good works and hope that we do good each day of our lives. All right, everyone. Hope this video finds you well. Take care. Have a good one.